Hi, this is Casey, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Google Drawings. Now, this is a component of Google Drive that I think it's overlooked quite a bit, but I wanted to show you some of the ways that it could be used within the classroom. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to your Google Drive. You can see I'm in Google Drive. You can access Google Drive anywhere on your Chrome browser. Google search, it's within your Google apps. Whenever you pull up your Google search, your Google Chrome browser, your email, then this icon, these tools up in the top right hand corner will appear, and you can access Google Drive by the apps, which is right here. And as you can see, I'm already in Google Drive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit New. If you are not working with the newer version of Google Drive, yours will be a red box in the same location, but yours will say Create. It is the same thing. So I'm going to go into New, and as you can see, my Google Drawings is not an option, so I just hover over the More, and I will find my Google Drawings there. As you can see, Google Drawings has its own unique icon, so when you're searching in your Google Drive, you can look for this icon, and that'll locate you to any Google Drawing files you may have. So I'm going to go ahead and click into Google Drawings. Now, Google Drawings is very similar to other drawing apps or other drawing programs that you may have used through maybe an iPad, maybe Google Chrome apps, maybe even in Microsoft Word. Okay, what it does is it just gives you a basic drawing page here. As you can see, there's some little squares that's kind of checkered in the background, and that's to help you kind of count to know where your spaces are. And what I like about Google Drive is, Google Drawings is it'll give you a default line that will help you center in the middle of your pages, and it'll help you align your images. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and give it a name, and I am just going to call this Google Drawing Demo. As with everything else with Google Drive, if you forget to name it and you close out, or if something should happen and the program stops before you're finished, it automatically saves. If you haven't named it, it'll be titled Untitled Drawing, and that would be a way for you to be able to locate it within your Google Drive. So right now I've given it a name, and it's called Google Drawing Demo. Now, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of ways that I use it within my classroom, and then I'm sure that the more you get in and play with it, the more you will find uses for it. Now that I've started really playing with it, I use it quite a bit. So I basically create graphic organizers that I may have had on a worksheet before, but now I can create them within Google Drawing. I can make it very interactive. There's tons of things that you can do with it. It's just up to your imagination on how you want to use it within the classroom. And it's really neat to have the kids access it to show their understanding. So let me show you a few ways. Excuse me. One way that I'm going to use it is I'm going to create a basic Venn diagram. I'm going to click into the shapes, and as you can see, you have different shapes that you can use. You have shapes, you have arrows, you have callouts, you have equation signs. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a basic circle. And if I hold the Shift key with my circle as I draw it, it will make it proportionally sized. So it won't be an oval size, it won't be oblong, it'll be a perfect circle size. So let me just go ahead and create my circle. There we go. And I just did that by holding my Shift key. Now, by holding my circle's not big enough, I want to make it a little bit bigger. So I hold my Shift key as I drag out the arrow, and there you see it made it even bigger there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is now I have my Google, I have my circle highlighted, and I'm going to Control C and copy it, and I'm going to Control V and I'm going to paste it. And so now I have two, and I'm going to drag it over. Now you see where this red line showed up? it is telling me that it's aligning it with the middle of the original circle too. So they'll be perfectly aligned. Now, as you can see, I have one circle in the back and one to the front. If I wanted to change this, I could come up to the arrange and I could play with order. I could bring one to the front, one forward, send to the back, send to the back. I could center on the page. I can rotate. There's tons of things that you can do on here as far as arranging goes. Your formatting, same thing. Well, I got to click on one in order to be able to format. And then you can see here that I have different formatting options too. If I decided that I had circles and I really didn't like the circles, but I wanted to keep it there, but I wanted to change the shape, I could come here and I could choose another shape, okay? And it would substitute it for whatever was highlighted. But right now, as you can see, I'm going to show you a couple of quick tools that'll help. And what I'm going to do is I am going to click on my one of my circles, and I am going to fill color, and I'm going to hit transparent, okay? And what it's going to do is it's going to make that circle transparent for me. And I'm going to do the same thing for the other. I could have done that in the beginning when I first created the circle, and it would have saved this step, but I wanted to show you how we could bring to the front and to the back. And let me show you what that looks like, bringing front to the back. So here's my left circle. You can definitely see it's in back of the right circle. So if I wanted to change the order of a circle, then I would click on the circle, I would arrange, and I would bring it to the front. So then now what you're going to see is that circle has now come to the front, and there you go. Okay, so this is a real easy way for us to create a Venn diagram. I can click on this and I can change its color if I want, or I can make it transparent also. Okay, and now I have a Venn diagram. And I simply, by clicking on the text bar, I can click a text bar and I can create, let's say I'm doing from characters in a story. So I'm going to make this Venn circle, I'm going to make that wolf, and I'm going to make this Venn circle Torek, which are two characters from a story that we just read, Wolf Brother. And by dragging it, I can change the location of it, and the red bar appears again. So I align it. And there we go. And then the students, simply by clicking within, you can see the cursor, and they can type their words. And here's the cursor. We can click over here, or we can type an actual text box in, and they can fill in the information on the Venn diagram. Okay, so that's one way to be able to use it. Let me go ahead and I'm going to delete. So I highlight and I erase, and I'm going to click here, and I'm going to delete the whole box. And let me delete the whole box here. And let me show you another way that we can use it. Another way that it can be used is by creating, like I said, a template for graphic organizers. So one way that I would use it is I would maybe come in and grab some shapes, and maybe I'm going to grab this shape here, and I'm going to make it this size, and I'm going to copy it, Control C, and then I'm going to Control V, and then I'm going to drag another one here and Control V again, and I'm going to drag another one here, and I'm going to Control V again, and I can add as many as I want. I can make them different colors. As you can see, when I click on one and I hover, it'll automatically line it up with the rest. Okay, and I can go like so. And then what I can also do is I can make this maybe a story sequence of events. So over in the box, I might type in an event that might happen in a story, and I might purposely put them out of order. And then you could have the students drag them in the correct order. And they can always attach them by something right here called a line. And if you go to lines, you can notice that you have different line options. You can have a straight line, you can have an arrow. So let me pick an arrow. Whoop, let's not do that yet. Let me just drag this one over, and now notice the red line shows up so that it's organized. And I'm going to put them in a sequence of events. And if I want to show some connecting, notice when I connect here, some little boxes approach. See my little 9 boxes that highlight that shape? And if I want to take this line, hold on, I lost it there. There we go. See my little 4 purple circles, and I have the little crosshair. And if I start to drag it down, then the purple circles will appear on the second one to make sure that I'm lining them up. And there's my arrow. And then if I want to do this, I can do that again, and there's my second arrow. So it's a really neat way to create flowcharts. Whoop, sorry about that. So I'm going to have to click out of my line there to get off of it, so I'm not doing another one. But as you can see, that would be a really quick way to be able to create like a flow chart or a sequence of events. You can even create tons of thinking maps and save them as templates and share them with your students and have them create right here on the page. So there's really tons of opportunities that you can do with it. One thing that I have used it for, and I created another drawing to show you, is when we were working with our Missouri regions, I inserted a picture of a Missouri map, okay? And over on the right-hand side, I created some text boxes. These are individual text boxes, as you can see. It helps to make them individual text boxes so that you can move them individually from each other. And what I did was I wanted the students to put the regions in an approximate location of where they could actually be found. So if I clicked on the glaciated till plain and I find the little crosshairs, then I can move it to where it would be located approximately on the map. And as you can see, it's very easy to do. Okay. Another thing that we did is using this line, I told them, I want you to draw an approximate location of where the Missouri River would be located, and I want you to label it. And on here, I would have had a text box too, or you can have them create their own text box. It's totally up to you and how comfortable the students are in using the program. But what I did was I went to the line, and I picked the scribble, and I had the students approximately put where they felt the Missouri River was. And then the students, and then I'm going to make this, let's make this a deep blue color, okay? And then I had the students approximately put where the Mississippi River was, and say that I make that, I have them say that they want to make it that blue color, or they want to make it a slightly different blue so that we can tell the difference. And then this was a quick way for me to be able to gauge whether they actually knew where different locations were or not on the map. Okay. And if I wanted them to label Missouri River, then they could simply just create a text box. I would probably create the text box and do it on the outside of the picture and say Missouri River. I'm going to shorten it up just a little bit so that I don't have this text box run into other text boxes. And then I could have them find the little crosshairs, and I could have them put it where it actually is located. So this is another quick way of you being able to actually use this. I know on the SBAC end of year assessments where we are really concerned about the students being able to manipulate the computer and being able to drag things. And so Google Drawings is a really good way for them to be able to take some time and practice. So I hope that this has been helpful for you. One more thing, just like with anything with Google Drive, you can share and you can have collaborators. You can choose whether they can edit or view or comment. You can have a shareable link, so you can link to certain aspects. And it is quite simple as that. Google Draw, I think, is a Google Drive component that gets overlooked quite a bit. And I think with the right activity, and I think with the right instruction, it could really be a powerful tool in the classroom. So I hope you enjoy.